Ladies and gentlemen, Christina, Megan, particular, how's it going? Welcome back to Season 5 of Podium or Wall. All shake, no break! It's round 12. We're keeping it here in Sonoma, California, on the long course this time, in the GT3s, your favorite cars. Let's watch that Podium or Wall hype reel. And we're just so glad to have you all back. We're so glad you decided to tune in again to Podium or Wall. We had a pretty good race last time in the TCRs. Let's see what happens this time in the GT3s. This is the first time this season we're changing the layout of the track a little bit. With the GT3s, we figure they might be able to handle the long layout of Sonoma. What do you think about that, co-commentator?
Yeah, it's going to be a long one tonight as we go to Sonoma Long. You'll notice a handful of these corners are very different. We're going to go through the inside stretch of Sonoma, and it should be interesting, especially in these GT3s. Again, a quicker car than the TCR, but also quick to get into trouble and to spin out.
Yep, that's right. And you know what? It's so fun to be here with you all. I noticed the timing tower is working, but do you think the track map looks a little bit like a squid? Do you ever think that? Or maybe an octopus?
It's got a funny shape. I'll say definitely this version is, well, you can see the top of the squid there as he's, squidding around.
My attention got called to it because it seems to be frozen, which really does piss me off. And you know what? I think we're going to try to do a live rectification. Let's close Race Lab apps and see what we can do. Ladies and gentlemen, don't look!
While we're working on that, we've got a great set of cars tonight. A couple Porsches, a Mercedes GT right there, followed by Avant-Garde in the Ferrari. There's two Ferraris behind him, nearly identical, and that's Rockley and the Gold Striker.
All right.
As is tradition, the Cuban Missiles brought his BMW out.
What a successful surgery.
Oh, look at that. And what's the Moldaver driving? He's also in a Porsche. Look at that. 3 Porsches, many Ferraris, Mercedes GT, and a BMW M4. Should be an exciting group to watch.
Yep, not as many Ferraris as last time. We do see them butting uglies with the pace car and each other a little bit.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Yep, I think we touched.
Bumper to bumper there with Porsche on Porsche action.
And of course, we did a one-for-one. We traded the track map for the timing tower, so we hope that's acceptable for everyone. We'll see how long it takes for that to kick in, Our engineers are still... we don't have any engineers. We just recently got a camera person. We hope you noticed that improvement. Round of applause at home, everyone, for our cameraman. Great shot there.
Can't afford stewards, can't afford engineers, but we did get a camera guy. Thank God.
Yep, and as you can tell, we're not paying him anything. As we see the pace car here, coming around turn 13 and 14, some more turns in this layout of the track. You will see some craziness in turns 7 and 8, those areas of the track. Turn 8 in particular is just one of the most unexpected turns in any layout on the Podium or Wall schedule so far. Nope, I was trying. Yeah, the Podium or Wall schedule so far. It's one of the most unexpected turns, is what I was trying to say. Thank God there was so much time on the pace lap to get that thought out. I'll just let you take over the race start. I need to gather myself.
Yeah, gather yourself as long as you need. This course has 2 park the bus, make a U-turn maneuvers as they come around this final bend. I like to call this the parking lot, and they're off. The green flag is out. Chimp with a good lead. followed by Jeff Plata and Captain Crash. Here they go. Turn 1, turn 2 is a bit of a doozy. You're uphill, but you need to slow down, and you gotta get right. Mr. Schwung joining the pack in his beautiful Annihilate skin.
Incredibly.
Just behind him is Rock Lee. Not a lot of changes here at the beginning. Let's see what happens as we keep on with lap 1.
Bit of a touch there with Captain Crash and Jeff Plata. You've got to have so much discipline on the cold tires there. As you see Chimp spinning it around on said cold tires. Oh, and he just lets off the brakes a little bit, getting into Gold Striker, but he'll give him a smooch to make up for it. So all's right there. As we look back onto the Captain Crash finds himself in first. Jeff Platt up in second after that spin of Chimp, causing a mix-em-ups. Gold Striker and Chimp at the back of the pack now. Fortunate for Gold Striker.
Now, for those of you who got to see a bit of the practice lap, Captain Crash did throw down the fastest lap at some point. We'll see if he can run off with this. It's a bit of a gap he's got there between him and Jeff Plata.
Yeah, and I don't know if it speaks to his quality as a racer, but when, you know, the rest of the paddock discovered who owned the fastest lap in practice, all their jaws were agape. They couldn't believe it. Captain Crash with the fastest lap has never seen this before. Do we have a new competitor on our hand?
There was a bit of shock. I'll be honest. I heard a lot of guys in the in between the practice session and the racing, and they just were taken aback when they found out that Captain Crash had thrown down. I think it was a 132.3, and they just did not believe it.
Wow, you must have been paying pretty close attention. As we see Captain Crash, he's got a bit of a 2.5 second lead over Jeff Plata, who will lead the rest of the pack there. Jeff Plata on back to 7th. Pavant-Garde, they're all pretty tightly wound. Let's see how long we can keep this, this snake going for. We'd love to see it go well into the race.
Oh, here we go. Rock Lee and the Moldiver getting after it.
You know what, Moldiver
pressured to the outside.
Exactly, Moldiver made a move. Kept it smooth on the inside. Rock Lee looking in his mirrors, seeing what looks to be a dive bomb, pushing it just a little wide. Great move by the Moldiver, playing mind games with Rock Lee. They, of course, getting into it last race. We'll see what happens this race as they find themselves in the familiar trio of Moldiver, Rock Lee, and Cuban Missile. Will those three get along this time? Pavant-Garde leading them up in the rear. No, I guess so. He's not leading. He's bringing up the rear. Pavant-Garde.
Some might say he's following them up in the rear.
Yes, you would say that. I wouldn't.
And Mr. Schwung in third, chasing up Jeff Plata, putting the pressure on, getting a little wild on that last one.
Looks like Moldiver's going to poke his head up the inside of Mr. Schwung here into turn 15, the last turn, the U-turn in the parking lot. Mr. Schwung, kind of deja vu from last time with the Moldiver. That's exactly how he got the spot for, I think, P2 last time. We got Jeff Plata holding on, Moldiver up into P3, Mr. Schwung right behind him in P4 as they enter this uphill. Let's see what happens here. Big braking zone. Who's going to get the advantage? Is anyone going to look to make a move? Jeff Plata will be holding on to that spot. No shake 'em ups. As you see Captain Crash, he's loving all that. He'll keep pushing it out in front.
Space, but the rest of the field is tight and wound up. Let's see if they can keep it tight and tight as they come down here, and they have to brake hard into turn 5. This is the infield stretch. This is different than last race with the TCRs.
Looks like
crest this hill, they need to stop and turn left at about 80, 90 miles an hour. It's a pretty fun turn, but if you don't know where that turn is, you might find yourself in the dirt.
That's right. This turn we're looking at here, turn 7, is another one of the more interesting turns on the map. It's really crazy how much it impacts your lap depending on if you take it well or poorly. And as you see this lap here, this turn here, there's hardly any indications. In fact, in the practice laps, many racers were just completely sending it into parts unknown, not on the racetrack, and confused where they ended up. It took a number of racers 3 or 4 laps to figure out the track configuration. But we've all got it down here now.
They say no cone was spared, no tire was safe, because they went exploratory in the practice session, but they're doing a good job. They're all keeping it on the track tonight, and it is still a tight bunch as we come around for this 4th or 5th lap here. I can't count.
Yeah, I mean, how about this? Jeff Plata holding on to 2nd place. Moldiver at his heels. We expect to see Moldiver up here, I suppose, but Jeff Plata holding on this long. You got to be rooting for him. Mr. Schwung in fourth. He finished on the podium in the last race, and Jeff Plata, a victim of the commentator curse. As soon as you mention him, he goes around. Ooh, he's trying to get it straight, but just floored it a little too early. Jeff Plata down into seventh. I do apologize to him personally. That was probably on me.
Mr. Schwung's now in second place due to a slight technical error on Jeff Plata's part. But the Moldiver is still hungry and putting pressure on, all by Pavant-Gard and Rock Lee. This group for 2 through 5th is a tightly wound bunch. We'll see if anyone can break out.
Yeah, and I actually think somewhere back in that chaos, Mr. Schwung was able to retake that position over Moldiver. So we got some good battling here for P2 on back. It looks like Rock Lee is now the last car, the following car in P6, but they're all pretty tightly wound here. We see how 5 cars can handle this circuit.
Neck and neck these guys are, but don't forget about Gold Striker somehow sneaking in the fastest lap. Back in 8th place with Chimp.
Holy crap. You mentioned Gold Striker sinking in the fastest lap. I mean, he almost certainly incurred a bit of damage in that incident with Chimp. I'm certain of it. So quite impressive of him to put down the fastest lap there. But almost as soon as you mention it, Captain Crash rips it away as he extends his lead out to damn near 10 seconds with the fastest lap as the pack battles on here for P2. It looks like Mr. Schwung's going to get the move made on him by Moldiver. Up the inside of turn 1. Excellent exit as he looks to create a bit of a gap here for himself. Mr. Schwung now dealing with the pressure of Pavant-Gard, who's dealing with the pressure of Cuban Missile, who's dealing with the pressure of Rock Lee. How will they handle it?
Pavant-Gard going a bit wide, and he gives some space and some relief back to Mr. Schwung in third place. And look at that, he is getting closer and closer to the Moldiver. These guys are all racing neck and neck. There is no mistakes being made here. We love to see it as they come around. Here we go. This is the hard braking zone. Park it and turn right. 180 degrees as fast as you can. Bit of a jump there over the curb, but what are you worried about? Rock Lee is still on the tail end of Pavant-Gard.
That's right. I love it. Why don't you keep it going? That's great stuff.
I mean, it's exciting racing tonight. We've seen 1 or 2 incidents, really no accidents. Everyone's been doing their own thing with some self-inflicted wounds, minus the Chimp, Gold Striker, what have you, lap 1 kiss. But no, guy's been doing a really good job, and the Cuban Missile fighting his way back after he saw not a great start in the TCRs tonight here on Sonoma. And here he is in 4th, staring down 3rd and 2nd place. He can taste those points.
Cuban Missile desperate to find himself back on the podium potentially after feeling some pressure in the last race that, the margin of error has decreased on his championship. Not to say that, he's in any danger particularly yet, but with each race and each worst result, that gap will close and we could potentially see a race for the championship at the end as we see Pavant-Gard get into the Cuban Missile. Oh my God, I swear to God, I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm causing bad juju on the track today. Oh my goodness. Pavant-Gard spins out Cuban Missile. We were just talking about him fighting for a podium position. He's all the way back into P7. Oh my goodness, at the hands of Pavant-Gard. Can you believe it? I'm not a steward. I'm not a steward.
Gotta hurt. Can't afford stewards, can't afford engineers. Let's watch Rock Lee come around this.
I'm not a steward, but I do have eyes. It looks like Pavant-Gard got into the back of Cuban Missile there, sending him wide. We'll see if Pavant-Gard can take responsibility for that one. Unfortunate result,
but that place back.
If I were him, I'd just keep sending it.
No, that's as is tradition. There's no blue flags. There's no stewards. So do what you can and take what you can.
We're not even allowed to be racing on this track. We're just hoping we can fit this in before they kick us off. No, we're just playing. We reserved it. That's why they're seeing so many fans in the stands. And all of you at home, thank you for watching Podium or Wall. We're getting into the closing stages of this race. I'd reckon the last third here. Captain Crash holding on to that fastest lap. Holding down to P1 by 11 seconds. He's on parts of the track that other racers won't even sniff for a while. he doesn't bin it,
Gotta love that.
it's looking good for him.
Gotta love that built submarines Porsche. He's been known to cause a self-inflicted wound, but there's not much time left. We'll see if he can hold on to first place.
Yeah, talk about built submarines and self-inflicted wounds. Yikes.
It happens. It definitely happens. We've seen it before.
We have, unfortunately. But we're not in the ocean. We're on land in California, Sonoma, the long course. Captain Crash dominating. He's found a good home here in the Porsche. He's flip-flopped cars a couple times here in the series. Maybe he's found something that he can jive with. Could he potentially shake up the standings here? This would be a 5th unique winner of the season, potentially tying an all-time high in a season. More on that later. We don't have anyone to fact-check that, but we'll put in the comments. Yes, everyone comment the record. Actually, fun fact, you can now comment on our videos. I didn't realize that by marking them safe for kids, you were not allowed to comment, so I made sure that it was not made for kids anymore. This is not for kids. If there are kids out there, stop watching.
Don't watch. Not a good broadcast. They swear once or twice in the middle of it.
It's not children's programming. We're just gonna have to be honest with ourselves.
Second, Mr. Schwung gets third. That might be his first podium this season. Well deserved. Avant-Garde and Rock Lee duking it out after the checkered flag. Just having fun here.
No, it's not after the checkered flag, you numbnuts.
Oh shit. We keep going on.
How dare you betray the spectator like this?
No one can see the flags. No one knows the timing.
You have to keep an eye on it as a commentator. It is your duty to keep an eye on the flag man at all times. Not quite a white flag scenario yet, I don't believe. We'll see what happens when Captain Crash comes around the start-finish line here. Maybe we can get a look at the flag bearer there. But it looks like on track, we've kind of got everyone shaking out in their positions, more or less. Avant-Garde is in 4th, and he's got Rock Lee nipping on his heels. That's what we're looking at here. Probably the best battle on track at the moment. Rock Lee and Avant-Garde, similar place in the championship standings, so this position is meaningful. As we see Gold Striker in the back there. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is Gold Striker in this all of a sudden? Is Gold Striker in this?
I mean, not over yet.
Sorry,
I still can't see a flag.
I'm a big fan.
But we're racing.
Personally, a big fan of Gold Striker here, but you do love to see it. Captain Crash absolutely dominating the field today. I mean, we haven't really even looked at his car because he's just running away with it. I mean, there's no point in looking at it. He's just nailing the course. Behind him, you know, they're struggling with it. You didn't see that move out of Captain Crash, did you?
Avant-Garde can smell 3rd place, and he wants it. Rock Lee is not far behind him.
Yeah, all of a sudden we got a good battle here for P3 and P5. Rock Lee currently in P5. Avant-Garde in front of him. And their ultimate goal, Mr. Schwung holding on to the last podium spot here. Can Mr. Schwung come out of here with a double podium? Would be a great result for him.
He's like Gold Striker, just in the background.
Speaking of Gold Striker, let's take a look at him and see if he can see the flag. Nope, not Gold Striker. Captain Crash. Let's take a look at Captain Crash and see if we can see a flag. No flag waving. We're going here. There's at least 2 more laps. At least 2 more laps here left in Sonoma. I know you'd love to see it. Mr. Schwung probably not so happy about that. I bet he wishes the checker flag was coming up right now because he's feeling the pressure from Avant-Garde and Rock Lee. And behind them is Gold Striker. He's entered himself into this quartet just about. Only 2 seconds back from Rock Lee. Can he enter back into a conversation here? Oh my goodness.
No, we're not seeing
No! Mr. Schwung goes wide in the dirt. He's down into P5. Oh, he's still in the thick of things. Gold Striker right behind him, so he'll slot back into P5. But now Avant-Garde's up into P3 with Rock Lee at his heels. These 4 still battling, but the positions have changed. My goodness.
What an unfortunate turn of events. As I was just about to comment on Cuban Missile, you know, he had his own little trouble here at the beginning of this race, and he's stuck in 7th place. Quite a bit of a gap behind this group that were watching. Gold Striker following them up. And just like that, we got a bit of a shake-up. Avant-Garde in 3rd, Rock Lee in 4th, Mr. Schwung in 5th, and Gold Striker facing down Mr. Schwung.
It's quite interesting. You know, we've more or less seen a continuous snake throughout the whole race, but the participants in that snake have been completely different lap to lap. As we look at Captain Crash taking the checkered flag, we missed the white flag, but we won't miss the checkered flag. That's Captain Crash with his first win of the season ever in Podium Wall history. The 5th unique winner of the season, and Moldiver reigning on the parade a little bit, putting in the fastest lap with that last one. Avant-Garde's going to go home in 3rd. Rock Lee right behind him in 4th. Mr. Schwung in 5th. Gold Striker 6th. Wow, what a battle there. It looked like Gold Striker and Mr. Schwung really had a close call there at the line. And take a look at Jeff Flatter here maneuvering from the end part of the course here. Just taking a look at Jeff Flatter. What a race there. Captain Crash, words about him. What do you think?
How do you say? He's got to be thrilled. He's had a couple good nights, but tonight was a great night, and he's got to be so excited about the fact he's finally taking a podium home. I think we saw him in week 1, race number 2. He had quite a lead and squandered in the final laps, and tonight he held on to it. Those 25 points mean a lot. I think it's going to put him in front of Avant-Garde for 5th place, and we got 2 more weeks to go, 4 more races. It's anyone's game.
What an amazing GT3 race we saw there. A couple shake-em-ups in lap 1, but otherwise we saw some pretty good racing throughout. We did see some mind games being played with people, and our podium being Captain Crash, Moldiver, and Avant-Garde. What will that have impact-wise for the championship standings? As we take a look here at the championship standings, through 6 weeks, we are... Oh, fuck, I didn't apply the race drops on the graphic. So we're looking at the version without drops here, folks. So keep that in mind. This is no drops. Cuban Missile in 1st, 194 points. Gold Striker in 2nd, 165. Moldiver in 3rd, 149. Captain Crash in 4th. Avant-Garde 5th. Rock Lee 6th. Mr. Schwung in 7th. Jeff Platt in 8th. The Pace Car in 9th. Chimp and Trash Panda rounding it out. But let's just take a look at the season overview and get a clearer picture if you want to walk us through that.
I mean, how do you say? Cuban Missile started off hot with 3 in a row, taking the podium, lots of points. Recently, tonight, he's just not had the same level of success as he's only got 6 or so points these last races. I believe they'll all get dropped at the end of it, but the Moldiver not far behind him with all of his race drops spent on missed race nights. Gold Striker in 3rd, only a couple points behind that, 7 or so points. And that's followed by Captain Crash, a little ways behind. Rock Lee, Avant-Garde. These guys are all fighting for 4th, 5th, and 6th, and there's not a whole lot to separate the gang. And you can see Mr. Schwung, the Pace Car, and Chimp down in 7, 8, and 9. Mr. Schwung and Pace Car, quite a bit of a gap. How do you say? Mr. Schwung could jump up, get involved with Avant-Garde and Rock Lee, but Pace Car is going to need to get a couple big wins if he wants to get involved and jump out of 8th place.
Yeah, that's right, and hopefully you can see it here on the broadcast, but we're just going to pull up the championship standings with drops applied because that's the more clear picture. As we get this late into the race, a lot of these drops will have been accounted for already, and we just saw Cuban Missile using up 2 of his this week. He's still holding on into 1st place with 174. The gap to Moldiver in 2nd is 25. Notably, that's of points you get for a 1st place finish. So he's within reach now, is the Cuban Missile. Gold Striker in 3rd, 7 points behind the Moldiver. Captain Crash finds himself 22 points back of Gold Striker in 4th. And Rock Lee in 5th with 114. He's only 6 back of Captain Crash. Behind him, it's Avant-Garde, Mr. Schwung, Pace Car, Chimp, Jeff Plata, and Trash Panda. So that's your season overview, your championship standings. we hope you've had just a great one here with us today. I mean, what else is there to say? We just have had so much fun entertaining you guys throughout the season, and we'll hope you'll join us.